And now we are with Gail Ring, Executive Director of Hospice of Santa Barbara.
Hi
How
there.
are you?
I'm great. This is fun. Thanks
Yeah,
for coming. Welcome.
Definitely. Thanks for giving this interview to us, because I know it's a very important topic. Can you tell me first about the mission of Hospice?
Hospice of Santa Barbara is the second oldest hospice in the United States, and we have a very simple mission. Our mission is to decrease the fear of death and the loneliness of grief. We're special in our own way because we're not a medical hospice. We don't employ nurses and medical people on our staff. We're all licensed and experienced professionals who provide counseling and emotional support, trained volunteers to help the dying and bereaved, and also have an array of programs that the community needs that we call human relationship programs.
Now, how long have you been here in Santa Barbara?
We've been in Santa Barbara since 1974. Like I said, we're really proud to be the second oldest hospice in the United States.
So that's great.
It is great.
Why Santa Barbara? I mean, we're so lucky to have you here, but
Well, why Santa Barbara is a great question. We were founded by a woman named Alice Heath, who was with the Public Health Department back in the 1970s. And Alice saw a need in the Public Health Department for more humane care of the dying and bereaved. And so she started a program at the same time that most other communities in the United States were beginning to be curious about hospice. But over the years, and especially now, the reason that we are in Santa Barbara is because as a volunteer hospice, we wouldn't be able to survive if our community didn't need us. We provide all our services free of charge. We bill no insurance. I have no billing department. And so if the community didn't support us with their donations and their volunteer hours, we wouldn't exist. And
that's where the funding comes from.
The funding comes from the community, and the volunteers come from the community too, who work with our professional staff.
Tell me more about the services that you provide.
Our services are provided for both children and adults, and our children's program is probably the most cutting edge. We have several programs for children. When I say cutting edge, is in the world of grief and bereavement, in the world of dying actually, children are very protected. And so people don't think that they are grieving the death of a loved one. They think that the child's doing okay, and sometimes they are. But sometimes children need other children who've had the same experience to talk to. So we have an array of support groups for children grieving the death of a loved one.
I would like to talk about the professional people that work for you. For example,
oh, nice.
Yeah, on those cases with kids or special,
All our professional staff are licensed, experienced counselors. They're either licensed clinical social workers or marriage and family therapists. They work in partnership with the volunteers to do our support groups, to do some of our family counseling, and to do chores and companionship for our patients and families at home. I'm really proud of our staff because doing this kind of work, dealing with sorrow every day, takes a special kind of person. And the way that we've designed programs is to balance the use of lay volunteers who we train and supervise to work with staff.
I was going to talk about volunteers.
Yeah.
Sometimes people want to help, but they might not have the right skill.
That's one of our biggest needs right now. One of our biggest needs is for mentor volunteers for the I Have a Friend program. And to tell you the truth, we need men. We need men to work with young boys who have lost a father or a mother and mentor them through this process. But at the same time, that man must have had the loss himself when he was young. And so if there's any able-bodied men who don't get frightened by sorrow and feeling out there,
we need you.
We need you, exactly. Thanks for asking.
Now, there are other type of services, like we were looking around some massage therapy. Can you just explain briefly about those?
Right. We have just begun this year to develop our complementary therapies program, and we're using our volunteers who are licensed practitioners to provide Reiki, massage, and cranial sacral work. Most of the people who take advantage of that service are the caregivers of the patients that we have, because caregiving can be so stressful that we know from studies that we've read that complementary therapies, body work, really helps people coping with the stress of caregiving. It relaxes them, gives them more muscle tone to do the job that they have to do at home.
Yeah. Sometimes when we are stressed, we stress our body
Yeah.
and everything goes.
And you can't do it.
Exactly. What you
And
need.
families really do want to be able to take care of their dying loved one at home, and so it's important to keep the caregivers healthy too.
And you have a specific room for that, but I can see the building itself is so beautiful.
Thank you.
You are in a great location, and I know that was last year, and it looks, fantastic. Can you just tell us a little bit about the architecture around?
The architecture inside the building is a gift from the Burkus design studio, specifically Barry Burkus designed this setting for us. And when he worked with me on the design, it was important that we create a healing environment. And so the place is designed to look more natural than the interior of an office building, for example. The colors, the light, the different fabrics and textiles that we used all give the appearance that you're in some natural setting. Right in the middle of the building is a sacred space that I was happy to take you into. It's a nautilus-shaped room where our families can have peace.
The heart, you said, of the building,
it's the heart of the building, yes, and we use that room for meditation. We also use it for family counseling, and sometimes we use it just to go in and sit and pull ourselves together and go on to the next call.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
It's a great building and a great organization.
Thank you.
We really wish you the best. There is a website that people can always check, right? Could you just...
www.hospiceofsantabarbara.com or .org. It'll get you either way to us.
And it's a great website. I was just checking it earlier, and it really has much more information than just,
We try to
regular
keep
things.
it up to date and vibrant, so please check the website.
And do not be afraid of coming here, right? Or make
Oh,
a
that's
phone call.
sweet.
Well, thank you for
You're
now.
welcome.
I really appreciate your time, and I wish the best for Hospice
Thank
of
you.
Santa Barbara. We have to move on to the next organization, but please contact Hospice or our own website to have more information at www.sbchannels.tv. Thank you.
For more information on the Nonprofit Spotlight, check our website at www.sbchannels.tv or call 963-3893.